Hey everybody, welcome to Home Recording Made Easy and Plugin Review Friday, where every Friday I show you a new plugin, we walk through its feature set, and I show you how to apply it to a mix so you can make professional sounding mixes in your home studio. Okay, before we get started, if you like what you see in this video, please consider subscribing and make sure you hit that notification bell. And also make sure you stick around till the end of the video because I have a few free gifts I want to give you that is absolutely going to help you make better music in your home studio. So stick around. Hey everybody, welcome. So this week on Plugin Review Friday, we're going to take a look again at the Luna recording system by Universal Audio. And this week we're actually going to take a look at one of the plugins that it doesn't come free with it. It's a paid add-on, but it's it's one of the unique features that is making the Luna recording system a little unique in that and interesting in that there is a summing plugin that's built right into the Luna recording system. It's the Neve Summing Plugin. And so this plugin is intended to go on your buses, and it's supposed to give you that Neve kind of console sound. So that's really cool. Now, again, this doesn't come free with Luna. It's a $300 plugin, which is pretty steep in my opinion, to be honest with you. I think that's a high price to pay for this plugin. When you're working with, other types of summing-esque plugins in the native world, things like the Virtual Console Collection by Slate Digital, the Waves non-linear summing plugin, those things, in my mind, kind of stand up to this plugin. But this is really cool because it runs on the DSP as part of the Universal Audio hardware, and it's not something that runs on your CPU inside of your computer like you would in the normal situation with a different type of DAW. Also, if you're a Studio One user, they have something called the Console Shaper and the Console Shaper Pro. Same kind of concept. But anyway, let's quickly listen to this and check it out for yourself. Now, I will say right up front again, I told you $300 is kind of steep. If this plugin was included with Luna, like the Oxide Tape plugin, the saturation plugin, which we'll look at next week, I would think it's great. Or if it was $100, $299 to me is a lot of money. So I'm going to say that right up front. I'm not really thrilled with Universal Audio 4 that. I think that's kind of, they're giving you Luna for free. I get it, but that's kind of really dipping into the pocket pretty steep for what you're really getting, in my opinion. But let's just listen to it anyway, okay? So here we go. So here we are. This is a completely unmixed song, by the way, and I like to use these plugins on completely unmixed songs so you can hear kind of just what this plugin is doing by itself as opposed to all the other processing and therefore, but keep in mind that you'd put this on your buses, you would mix your tracks into it so it'll have a little bit different feel. So here it is. Now, the first thing we have to do when you want to use this Neve summing plugin is you have to create yourself a bus. So you can see down here on my, I have a drum bus, a bass bus, guitar bus, keyboard bus, and a horns bus. I'm going to leave the background vocals and the vocals out for copyright reasons with YouTube, but this will give you a good idea. So what you want to do in order to add a bus, and I'll show you how to do that in Luna quickly. Let's say we want to add a bus for our lead vocal. We would come over to the track up here in the top menu. And we can just click on new track, and you'll see over here on the left hand side we have our new track dialog box that opens. We can call it an audio track, we can make it mono or stereo. Let's make it stereo. We want to make it a bus, and you'll see right here the console's the Neve Summing Console. Now my guess is down the road Universal Audio is also going to put out other summing plugins. Right now they just have the Neve. My guess is there'll be an SSL, there may be an API, there may be some other consoles coming at one point or another. But in any event, we're going to choose Neve Summing. We're going to choose OK. And as you'll see down here on the buses on my far right-hand side, you'll see it's green here, bus. We could just double click in here and we could rename it if we wanted to name it, say, lead Vox bus. And now we want to route our vocal to that. So the way you do that is you come over to your lead vocal track and you can just click on output here. And you can see your left-hand side opens up all your routing, and you can just choose lead vocal bus, and that's how you do it. So it's pretty simple, although like I said, we're not going to listen to the lead vocals in this particular session or the background vocals. We're just going to listen to the instrumentation. So here is the plugin in of itself. So if we zoom in up on the plugin, I'll try to do this in post here. The one thing, again, that I don't like about some of this is that it's very small on the screen. I mean, looking at this on a 27-inch 5K Retina iMac Pro display, and I wish there was a way to kind of double click on the plugin and the interface would blow up a little bit, but there's not, at least not at this point. But it is a pretty simple plugin to use, I will say. We have a headroom adjustment here that'll go from 0, I think, to 20. Let me just right click on it. Up to 28 dB of headroom here, so you can either twist it or just choose whatever you want here. We have a trim control here. We have an impedance, a high and low impedance, which really what makes the difference here. And you can hear the sound really comes to life when you go from high to low here, and then you can flip it in and out. It's pretty simple. So you route all your instruments to your bus and you hit the plug-in. Now, the one thing I will say too, as we play this back here and we solo up these tracks, is that it seems like you got to really push a ton of signal into this thing to barely get the meter to really respond. You can hear a huge difference in the sound, which we're going to listen to. But again, it just seems like to me that it takes a lot to you almost got to clip it just to get it to move, which is a little strange. Again, I don't know, that must be a gain staging thing, but I've played around with it and I had a hard time getting it to react, but that's just my opinion. So let's quickly listen back to this and just show you what it sounds like with these 4 sets of buses. Completely live recordings. Now what I'm going to do is I've highlighted all the tracks. I'm just going to turn all of them on and off and you'll hear that difference here. And then we'll just kind of solo up the drum track and I'll show you what the difference between like the low impedance and high impedance does so you can kind of get a feel on one track. But here's collectively what it's going to do by turning them all on and off. So we'll start with them on and we'll turn them off and we'll come back in again. Okay, so you can definitely hear it's a little bit louder, certainly. It could be gain stage a little bit better. But you can definitely hear a lot more punch, a lot more low end. It gets a lot more thick sounding. It's got that Neve vibe to it, which is really cool. Now, what I'm going to do is let's just solo up the drums here, just so we could hear what's going on the drums. So here's our drum bus. I want to flip the impedance switch here so you can kind of hear the difference. So first thing, we're going to take it out, so there's no summing here. That's high. So with the low impedance, you can really hear how the thickness really comes to life. And you can definitely hear it's a lot less punchy when you take the Neve Summing plugin away. It does sound really good. Again, it doesn't really react on the meter, which is kind of strange, because when I come down to the when I come down here and I look at the tracks, I mean, everything, I mean, I'm pushing these things pretty hard. I mean, we're not hitting this thing conservatively. Now, even if I were to turn down the output of the bus so we don't blow anybody out here, and I were to turn up the tracks even further, I'm getting a little bit used to the way the Universal Audio Luna mixer kind of reacts. It's different than like Studio One. It feels different to me. Now we're hitting a little bit better, but you really got to push the meter. See, I'm already overloading on the kick drum. Now again, this is a completely unmixed song, I get it. You can even see now I'm kind of clipping the bus a little. So we're hitting it pretty good here. Now we're starting to see some signal, but again, I'm just about clipping some of these tracks just to get that thing to respond visually, but it really doesn't, the needle doesn't matter. It's what it sounds like. And as you could hear earlier, it does give it that Neve growl and punch, which is great. My opinion is, and anyone that's been watching me for a long time, you know I'm a big Universal Audio fan. I'm a huge Universal Audio fan. There's no doubt about that. And this Luna recording system is the first version of their jumping into the DAW world. And I think it has a lot, you know, a lot of things that are great about it. Its simplicity, the sound of the Universal Audio plugins in general are fantastic, but it's still got a long way to go, I feel. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which we'll talk about in another video. As I said at the start of this video, I think it sounds great. $300. Come on, Universal Audio. $300? I don't think it's a $300 plugin in my opinion. Now, Universal Audio makes real expensive plugins. And as you guys know, I've been using them for 15, 20 years. I have an Apollo interface and I have 4 satellite Thunderbolt systems, 4. And I have almost every plugin they make, pretty close. And I use them all the time. And you guys have been watching me, you've seen it. I have a whole playlist of just Universal Audio stuff. I am a Universal Audio fanboy. I love their stuff. But I also got to be honest, this is not a sponsored video, and I need to call it as I see it. And I see this plugin sounding great, but not at $300. It's not $300 great. If it was part of the Luna system for free, like Luna is a free DAW, which is fantastic. It's great for Universal Audio users. I think it's great, even though it's only Mac-based right now, as of the recording of this video. I think it's fantastic that they give you a DAW for free. No other company does that. You want a pro-level DAW, you're looking at least $300 to $500, depending on the company. So you can look at it that way and say, well, you're getting a free DAW, so you're spending $300 on a plugin. Ugh, I don't know. I think what they've given you with this DAW for free is the oxide tape saturator, which we'll talk about next week, which is, you know, a good plugin, couple $100, $150 plugin. That's great. I think this should have been included with Luna. If you really wanted to entice people who maybe don't use Universal Audio to jump into the Universal Audio ecosystem, because now you have a DAW, I think this should have been included. Even for a limited time, even if it was for an introductory or something like that. Or if you purchased, you know, one of their pieces of hardware, you would get the plugin or something like that. I think they could have done a better job with that, or make the plugin $100. If you already own Universal Audio hardware and you already own their ecosystem and they can tell by your account, right, that you already own a bunch of their stuff, maybe this is a $99 plugin. $99, you could say, okay. But a $300 plugin, I don't think so. Especially when there's other plugins on the market that you can use with this. You can use the Virtual Console Collection. You can use third-party plugins with this, which is great. You can use the non-linear summing plugin by Waves. It's a little bit different design, a little bit different feel, but it achieves, I think, kind of the same thing. So that is the Neve Summing Plugin by Universal Audio with the Luna recording system. Now, someone asked me last week, can you buy this plugin and use it in your DAW? I don't, and say you were using Pro Tools or Studio One or Logic or Cubase or Ableton. I believe the answer to that question is no. I don't think you can just use this in your DAW. I have to test that. I don't think you can. I think this is unique to the Luna recording system, but I will have to double check that. And you can go to the Universal Audio website, read up on all of that. So I hope you found this look at the Neve Summing plugin helpful to you, especially if you're someone wondering about it before you're going to pull the trigger or getting into Luna or whatever. That's what it sounds like. And I think it sounds great. I just don't think it's worth $300. So let me know what you think. Comment below. Let me know what you think about the Luna recording system thus far. This is the 3rd video. You can go watch the other 2 videos in the Universal Audio playlist. I'll do a few more of these videos with Luna as I'm getting to learn it and use it. I'm sure I'll find some really cool things about it as I move along. But I'd like to know what you think below. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you a Universal Audio user? Are you planning on getting the Luna system? Are you disappointed because you're a PC user and they don't have this yet as of the recording of this video? Or maybe by the time you watch this video in the future, there'll be a PC version version. I got to think there will be. What are your thoughts? I want to know below what you think, okay? Now, if this is your first time here, like I said, I always say at the beginning of the video, I want to give you a free gift. So if this is your first time to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, I want to say welcome to the family. I want you to go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. I want to give you 5 free mixing training courses worth a couple of $100. It's my way of saying thanks to you for just checking out homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you want to learn more mixing training in a very non-technical way, perfect for beginners and intermediates, head on over to mixingmadeeasy.com. All the links will be in the description box below. And last but certainly not least, I want to give you a coupon code over at homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Take 25% off any one of my training courses. All the links will be in the description box below. The coupon code is YouTube25. That'll take 25% off any training course on my website, homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And until next week on Plugin Review Friday, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I will see you all soon. Take care.